Hello, this is my second video today, and this is 4046. Please like and subscribe. Obviously this is a bit niche subject, but with its brand new production coming out within the next week or so, I decided to revisit Babylon 5. Now, many of you, I bought this before, to cut a long story short, this is the first series of Babylon 5 which I have watched most in the entire time. Originally, just to probably reflect my age, had these on video, so I sort of downsized my video collection down to the whole series being this, because the collection was 12 tapes, which is a fair amount, to be sure. Actually no, it's 11 tapes, tell a lie. I'm not going to go into the pilot, because the pilot is okay, the gathering, but it's very nuts and bolts, whereas at least here this starts to cement itself. The first couple of episodes set up the scene that there's an issue with two of the titular characters which go through its 5-year story arc, because this is one of the first series to have a story arc which other shows decided to capitalise on later on. So this is probably one of the first ones that do. Has standalone stories as well, but there'll always be potentially a snippet in that standalone story that may lead to the wider arc. The first half of the series has some okay episodes. The character of Bester, who is a psychop, this is an organisation set to, in this universe, control telepaths, or if they won't toe the line, kill telepaths, which is a really bad thing, or any telepaths that they have under their control, it's not nice. But Walter Kang portrays the character Bester very well. He's a recurring character, and you only get him once in this particular season. But nonetheless, he created a very, very good character, and it was dealing with a telepath that had been experimented on and could do telekinesis, but a lot more than just that. Moving swiftly on, you get introduced to all the ambassadors and their aides. So you've got Jakar, who's an arm, and Jakar is this character here. Red Eyes, the most striking thing, and he is against Londo, who is the Tsari Republic, which enslaved Jakar's people, and that's in the past, but things are starting to hot up between them, and the commander of the station, Sinclair, is embroiled in some of this. But this is a plot that goes through the season and ebbs and flows, much like the tides in the sea, I suppose. Then you get a mysterious character called Kosh, who nobody knows what he looks like. He wears a what they call an encounter suit. Nobody knows what he looks like, what he is. He speaks mostly in riddles. It's quite a good character, but you find out more about Kosh later on. Then you have Delenn, who is of the Minbari. You can tell they're Minbari because they've got bony heads, and they have a head crest built into their head, which protrudes from the back of their head, and they basically there to keep watch over the commander, because the Babylon 5 was built to solve differences peacefully rather than all-out war. Also included in this series is obviously some of the command staff. Lieutenant Commander Ivanova, played by Claudia Christian, she's pretty good. The only thing you might find a little bit annoying if you do happen to watch this is she points out she's Russian a lot. She does say it almost every episode she's in, so be prepared for it. It's quite a charming character, but you'll find that that says that a lot. Then you've got the chief of security, Garibaldi, who gets his head kicked in a fair few times. This series covers issues on Earth. Racism is still a very prevalent thing. The only difference is, instead of like racism today, is xenophobia. So the hatred of basically of aliens. There's movements on Earth that try to get political leverage so that they sort of anti-immigration. Exactly what's happening today, strangely enough, except without the aliens. There's just foreign nationals instead on this world. Also, in this, you find out a bit of what life is like in the 21st century. It's different. But I think it gives the most realistic reality of what it could be like. Harlan Ellison was a key person in a lot of this service. This series was created by Jane Michael Stachinsky, who has written for TV and also for comics. Some people will get triggered by that, but unfortunately I can't call a graphic novel a graphic novel. They're still comics to me, or a comic book, which in my idea is just a longer than just a comic. Anyway, I digress. Also in this is what the politics of the Earth, hence obviously the xenophobia. There is there is a race that has been gone for 1,000 years and is starting to come back in this series, which is expanded upon later and explained a little bit more. The low point, I suppose, is the taxation story. There basically is an accident in the docking bay, and a few dockers get killed, and then the dockers go on strike because the equipment in the station is substandard and isn't very good. And it's written fine and everything, but a taxation story is not necessarily the best way. But realistically, I suppose that would be something that occurs. These days you can get this still in DVD form, but I think it's been condensed even more so, or it's not on Blu-ray. However, there are streaming services that are showing this. I think the first, and they've remastered them as well, because these are taken from the original VHS tapes, so they can be a bit grainy on a modern TV. Also, I think iTunes started being able to streaming this, but I think there are other streaming channels for this. The other thing is the main character Sinclair is concentrated on, who's on the front here, because during that battle before Earth was annihilated and the Minbari surrendered, he was taken on board their ship, and because they found out that he was someone like a Minbari soul, they surrendered and then left Earth to rebuild, and then contributed money towards this, but then had Delenn watch over Sinclair, who had used a device to determine that he was a Minbari, hence the reason the war on the eve of their victory finished. There's other things as well, other characters. If you've never watched this before, it mostly holds up today. There are certain elements of it that are a little bit out of date, but the story writing in itself is good. The technology is not so much the used as a plot device. It just happens to be like an outpost on the frontier. There are many charming characters in this. There are one or two stories which are not great, but some of the guest appearances are pretty good. Of people that have been in film and TV for many years, and I would certainly recommend, if you were thinking of doing it, definitely give it a go. It's I've just had a marathon of re-watching this over the last 2 weeks or so, and it still holds up today. It's still, I remember watching this originally when it was transmitted in the early 90s, and even though the picture quality is not brilliant, it's watchable, and I would definitely, if you like science fiction, I'd definitely recommend it. I have been reading the books series. I have had a slight break from reading the third book, but I will read that and do a book review in no uncertain terms. But I would certainly recommend, if you if you're inquisitive, to give it a go. I would not use The Gathering as a start, but if you do like the show, I would give The Gathering, the pilot episode, a watch. But The Gathering is not brilliant. Also, if you wanted to follow it in chronological order, there's also the title, which is standalone, called the Beginning, which charts the Minbari War and how it started over a tragic mistake. But it's better explained in those. But for those of you that have watched this video, thank you very much. Definitely say give this a go, and with luck, to discover all series of it. The second series is better than the first. First series is not bad, and it gets, the last 5-6 episodes are very, very good. So give it a go. Also, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you to all my subscribers, and also thank you for giving me the opportunity to make videos. I enjoy making videos, and I'd like to get more subscribers so my audience increases. But with the subscribers I've got, and I thank you very much, I can continue to make videos about other things and do a little bit more deep dive. This is one of my first deeper dive videos, if you like, but they won't all be about Babylon 5, they'll be about a variety of different things. Enjoy your day, make the most of it, as I've said in a different video, and have a great day. This is 4046 out. Thank